What's going on, guys? It's me again. In today's video, I want to go over 5 enemies that were regular enemies in the OG FF7 and who are likely to become boss enemies or bigger deals at least, and be more than just a random encounter in Rebirth. And there was a big event that was held recently with a bunch of content creators and media and stuff. Apparently they got to play 4 hours of new content, it sounds like. We'll go over that once more info on that comes out, so be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on that. I'll be covering that and talking about everything that went down there once everybody's able to open up and talk about it more. But until then, let's go over some of the enemies that I think are going to be bigger deals. First off, we have, and we're just going to kind of go over this one. This one's on fandom.com. I found these, and these are the ones that kind of popped up in my mind that I thought could be bigger in remake or rebirth at least. So first we have Jiro Felgo. This was an enemy that was in the Nibelheim mansion. This enemy kind of freaked me out when I was a kid. Some giant guillotine swinging around back and forth. I was like, what the heck? What's interesting about this character is that his name is likely a compound of 3 English words: guillotine for Jiro-chin, fell for pharaoh, and ghost for gutsu, or gosuto. Words are hard sometimes, man. But anyway, yeah, so that's pretty much his name together. It's guillotine. But whenever he dies, he leaves his chain. His chain just stays there. So he's, you know, he's there. It's some kind of ghost monster. I think this could be a really cool boss in remake, or shoot, in Rebirth, if I can get that right. If we look at the Brave Exvius art, look how sick this looks. Like this would be cool, I think, as a boss, or maybe a sub boss in Nibelheim Mansion. Because also you got to think we also have Lost Number that should be making an appearance, hopefully making an appearance in Nibelheim Mansion before we get downstairs to Vincent. So I'm excited for that. So maybe this will just be like a one-off enemy in like maybe a certain area or something in Nibelheim Mansion. That's possible. And before we go any further, I should just go without saying, there's likely spoilers, and definitely spoilers for OG FF7, and it could be spoilers for Rebirth. So please note that going forward. Number 2 is 8-Eye. This was originally in all the other games, I believe, was called Hecht Eyes. This was because they have 100 eyes. They were based off of a Hyakume, I believe is how you pronounce this, off of the Japanese folklore. It says in Japanese folklore, there is a yokai known as Hyakume, which means 100 eyes. This creature is about the same size as a human, but is a fleshly blob that is completely covered in blinking yellow eyes. They generally live in abandoned homes or empty temples. And you actually encounter the 8-Eye in the Temple of the Ancients. So I think that's an interesting little correlation there. They're nocturnal because the daylight sun is far too bright for all of their eyes. They tend to be very shy and avoid human contact. However, they do guard the area they live in from intruders and thieves. If someone suspicious should arrive, one of Hyakume's eyes will detach and fly towards the intruder, sticking to them for as long as they're in the area. When danger is gone, the eye returns back to the yokai. Really crazy. I've never heard of these before. If threatened, Hyakume would jump out and attempt to scare danger away. Given their unusual appearance, the strategy tends to work well. At this point, Hyakume will sink back into the shadows once again. They look very similar to a yokai called Nupepo, the only difference being that Nupepo doesn't have eyes. So these things look creepy. But I think these either will have 1 or 2 of these, maybe in Temple of Ancients, as a guardian, similar to, well, not similar to, but in Temple of Ancients we have the Ancients, the ghosts or whatever they are, the black mage people. We have them, and then maybe we'll have the 8-Eye or Hecht Eye. I assume they'll be renamed back to Hecht Eye or something like that. But given that in the Japanese folklore they guard areas from intruders and thieves, and they live in temples, I imagine that this thing could possibly be a boss or a little sub-boss in the Temple of Ancients, protecting people from getting in there. It could be some sort of protection from the live stream, just to guard the sacred place. So that would be pretty cool. The Gralin. This I never understood as a child, and even now I still kind of don't. I mean, I kind of do now more so, but these are found on beaches in the coral area and the gold saucer area, so we should be seeing these fairly early on, a couple hours into the game. if they are still in Rebirth. But these pretty much are like those little what do you call those little, I think the Russian dolls, that's what they're called, where you open one and there's more in it and you keep them smaller and smaller. That's what these things are. Something somebody pointed out on Reddit, Ricky Roby or Robbie, in a first soldier they are more mechanical, more robotic looking, which is more in term or on par for Shinra. And these things shoot out buzzsaws from their mouth, so it makes sense for them to be more robotic and more deadly. They look cute, you know, whatever. So I think these could be a pretty big deal in Rebirth. More, maybe we'll, you know, come across them a couple times, maybe this sub boss or whatever. But I'm super interested to see how they handle, like we'll be finding these just kind of roaming around the area and we just kind of go up to them. They look pretty massive, I'm pretty sure. In the OG game they're pretty big. So are they going to be the same size, or I mean, they're bigger than a party, I think. Let me see down here if there's any clips. There are, yeah. Like, I mean, look how big they are going to they're bigger than Cloud. So we're just gonna have one giant thing. I guess we could see that. We could be out in the open world, have one giant thing, one giant Gralin out there, and you aggro it, and then opens up, boom, one more. Then opens up, boom, two more. So, and that could get kind of hectic pretty quickly. I don't know. Could be a boss, could be just a regular enemy. Next is Joker. These things I think are kind of wild. They're very, very like different looking, and I can't imagine just seeing one of these just kind of roaming the lands in the gold saucer area along with the Gralin, because they're very demonic. It kind of seems out of place. So maybe they'll be in a dungeon, maybe, or maybe it's be a side quest. We'll have to go and take one on or protect somebody from one or whatever. They do have another version of them, like a reskin pretty much, called the Death Dealer. These guys appear in the Northern Cave, and I believe are much more deadly, but that's what they look like. Here's what it looks like in this looks sick too in Brave Exvius. We'll zoom in on it a little bit. Look at that thing looks nasty. Maybe we'll just get one version of it in Rebirth. We'll just get like the Death Dealer or the Joker, or maybe we'll get like one of each. It'll be like a two type deal, kind of like in the Wutai. You get the two guys with the swords. So super exciting. Maybe we'll see it, like I said, in a side quest, in a dungeon, something like that. Then we get number 5, which is the Harpy. These are found also in the gold saucer area. I believe these are also found in the Cosmic Canyon area, or like right up to it, close by. I thought you fought them around there. I don't know why it says the gold saucer area, but maybe I'm just misremembering. I don't know. These things are normally like a Harpy or a Chimera, I believe is what it's typically called. It's just a version of a combination of monsters together. What I think is interesting is we could probably see okay, so later on in the game, spoilers for possibly part 3 and definitely toward the end of OG Remake, you fight a Hojo, and before you get to Hojo, you come across this enemy called the Maximum Chimera right here, which seems to be this just upgraded. I think it would be really cool to fight Harpy as a boss in the Cosmic Canyon area or the Gold Saucer area somewhere at some point, fight as a boss, but not kill it and we think it's dead, or we just see it just, you know, chilling there. And then in part 3, before we fight Hojo or in that area on the Return of Midgar or something like that, we fight it again, but now it's been like infused with Mako and been scienced up and stuff. That would be pretty cool. So it's like now it's like more beefy and stuff. So I think that'd be really interesting to have it like go down, die, supposedly, and then come back bigger, badder, stronger than before. But I thought that was very, very interesting as to, I think it'd be cool to have that happen. And then of course, honorable mention, I think everybody knows this is going to happen. Everybody expects it to happen. This is the Triceratops or the heavy tank in the Mako reactor in Gongaga. However, this could change because in the latest trailer, we see that giant whale-like monster, which I have a video coming out on that hopefully Friday, but with this whale-like monster that comes out of, I guess, where the reactor used to be, where there's like probably a Mako pool, or there's water down there or something. Maybe this heavy tank can be replaced with that, or that is the heavy tank now, because this is a pretty wild enemy. It wouldn't, I want to know, and I've looked everywhere on what the thought process was of making this. Like, what made them make a tank and a Triceratops together? And I believe this is only found in the Mako reactor in Gagaga area. And then, of course, the Battle Square too. But, like, as far as, like, in the wild, it's the only places it is. So, like, was there, like, dinosaur bones under the reactor and the Mako infused with it and, like, brought it back to life, and it fused with maybe a Shinra tank or something? Like, what happened here? What is the what caused this weird thing to turn into a tank, you know? I want to know more about this stuff, and I can't find any information on it. I've been searching forever, like the last like 2 or 3 days, just trying to find out what was the thought process. Somebody needs to ask what the heck they were thinking whenever they created the Tricer tank, because I need to know. I need to know. But anyway, those are my 5 and 6 enemies that I think are going to be bosses or bigger deals than they were in the OG game. So for more content like this, more Rebirth content, be sure to like, subscribe. I try to my best to release videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, mostly on Rebirth, but there's also JRPGs as well, like Grand Blue Fantasy. I'll be streaming that on my Twitch every night when that drops at the end or the beginning of February. I'm sorry, but I stream from 10 p.m. Eastern until about midnight, 1 a.m. So be sure to swing by there if you're into JRPGs, and we play a lot of those. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.